The Netball World Cup 2023 begins tomorrow for the very first time on the African continent in Cape Town. A mega fan park for the tournament was launched amid the fanfare with a free concert. Let's now cross to Leanne and Sakina Kamwendo in GreenPoint in Cape Town. A very good morning to you, ladies. And SK, I'm going to start with you. A very good morning. Just take us through what's happening.
Well, good morning, Simpiwe, and of course, coming to you from GreenPoint here in Cape Town. And this is, of course, the place to be, Leanne.
This is so wonderful. It is so nice to be here, and such a privilege as well to be standing with you, doing this together, because I think what we're doing here is really showing the weight behind the Women's Netball World Cup. And we're both here. It's a day before that first ball is thrown and the World Cup is officially declared open. And it's such a lovely thing to be able to be here.
It certainly is. And lovely weather this morning, nice and crisp. You know, we were thinking there's going to be some gloom and blustering winds, and but none of that.
This is Cape Town.
Knock on wood. No wood.
Yeah, no, this
Someone
is Cape
knock
Town.
on wood there.
You know, anything can change at any minute. So I'm listening to it and I'm thinking, no, it's going to change. But so far, so good. So far, so good. Beautiful, welcome weather.
Indeed. And of course, there's so much going on in Cape Town, and rightfully so. We'll be speaking to quite a few stakeholders throughout the morning today and tomorrow. And of course, tomorrow, it all comes to life. Not that there hasn't been a lot happening already.
Indeed.
So we saw yesterday morning on the show the handing over of the flag, that ceremony, and we were both saying how emotional that was.
Especially when we saw that flag being handed over to the team captain, and she sort of almost took a bow or took a knee and took that flag, and you could see the honor in that. And then last night there was also a candlelight ceremony. So this is an old tradition that has been from the very, very beginning of the first Netball World Cup, sort of spreading the love and the light of netball around the world. I think it's a long age-old tradition that they've continued to do. So last night we saw all of the 16 teams gather together with the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture and all of the other netball federations coming together, and the teams coming respectively. There were the most beautiful stage lit with 16 candles there, and each country came and lit their candle, and then South Africa, of course, being the one in the center, which was beautiful.
Indeed. And of course, Dom Liz Nicol, again, re-elected as the president of World Netball as well.
Yeah.
So, as we say, there's quite a lot. The world of netball has converged here in South Africa, the southern tip of the continent. And we, of course, carry the hopes of not just our nation, but of course the continent. So we're here to put on that spectacle.
So we got 16 nations that are competing in this World Cup, and I mean, I know that you are the big netball sort of. I love netball, but you follow it. So you've been. So the wonderful thing about the World Cup is that it has brought, whether you are a supporter of netball, which we all have been, and I know I speak for a lot of women that have played the game, we played the sport, we did it at school, we carried on doing it. But whether or not you watch the professional leagues is a different story. So now this has been where I've sort of come in, and I'm now sort of taking a very keen interest in watching the women playing and the brilliance that we've got. So I want to ask you, the African countries, how many African countries do we know that are competing? So we got South Africa,
we've
obviously.
got us, we've got Uganda.
All right.
We've got Malawi.
Tunisia? No, we don't. Okay, I'm getting it wrong then, because I'm looking at something and I've obviously got the wrong things. But so we'll see which exactly ones are the African ones. Here, have a look. Don't you love us?
Yeah, no, we do. We've got Zimbabwe. So Pool A, we've got Zimbabwe.
So
we've
Zimbabwe,
got South Africa. Pool C, we've got Malawi. We've got Uganda. Those are our countries. Yeah, not where you
I
see
saw Tunisia. It was there.
Yeah. Tonga.
Didn't we speak about eyesight the other day?
Yeah, we spoke about outside, Leanne, Tonga.
Okay, Tonga.
Yeah. You know, I was like...
So anyway, okay.
Where am I falling off the wagon here?
No problem. You read them. But this is it. So there is so much excitement to watch, and obviously the former world champions, they're the current world champions. So we can't call them the former. We're hoping to sneak it away from them, England. So we're hoping that we can take that. No, they hosted it, right?
They hosted.
So they bring in the cup, and we are sort of hoping to take it away.
Yes. So, you know, the thing is, right now, if you look at it, odds-on favourites would be Australia.
Yeah.
Obviously, New Zealand always right up there, the Ferns with them. And then, of course, England, Jamaica. Watch Jamaica. And, of course, if you look at us, like the last World Cup, we were right up there. I mean,
Yeah.
we ran Australia so close. Like, the last World Cup still gives me goosebumps just thinking about the performance that we put on as South Africa. And the great thing is we still have the core of that squad together. So, some key positions that we still need to fill for players who have retired, like Erin Berger, like Marika Holthausen. But the girls coming through, absolutely magnificent. So it's going to be very interesting to see who gets the nod. And of course, we've got some youngsters as well. You know, Almaray, for example, some of these girls, they have many more World Cups in them. Yeah. But for someone like Phumza Maweni, for example, this could be her final. It probably will be. So, you know, the young, the more experienced guys, and I think this is what the World Cup is about, making sure that you actually do see that rotation as people come through and others have their swan songs. But it's going to be a fabulous one. I cannot wait.
It's amazing, I must say. Look, I have to sort of, you know, speak on the city's behalf for the moment. You know, if we have to look at it sort of from a bit of a critical eye, I sort of haven't really seen much around. Look, we only arrived late last night, but I haven't seen too much in terms of the flags that have been sort of on the streets or all over the place, like saying, you know, the Netball World Cup is here, it's happening in Cape Town. As much as we are feeling the excitement, I'm sort of, and I was in the McDonald's behind us, because that's where we were broadcasting from in GreenPoint. You know, I was chatting to some of the people in there and saying, we're here for the World Cup, isn't it? And they were like, really? Oh, that's great, you know? Like, so I am sort of wondering, you know, we need to get this energy going. We're certainly bringing it, but we're hoping that more and more people kind of feel the excitement.
Indeed.